Happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. I hope you had a very nice weekend. I hope you had a nice Passover if you celebrate Passover or whatever other holiday you celebrate if you are religious or otherwise. I had a very nice holiday. Oh, by the way, it's Wednesday, April 4th. Yes, April 4th. So I had a very nice weekend with family. Friday, I drove home. Usually it takes me no, I didn't drive home Friday. I drove home Thursday after work. It usually takes me if I drive home after work, it usually takes me 5 hours, 5.5 hours. And Thursday it took me 7.5. It's between 7.5 hours. So, yeah. By the way, I'm Gerald. If you don't know me, welcome. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for checking me out. If you're returning, I bless you. I like to keep it light. I like to have fun. I like to make fun of myself a lot and enjoy the art of fiber. The stitching kind, not the kind you eat. So, I don't know. I guess it must be a weird week because everyone's having odd videos, and I'm feeling, well, Danielle's going to love me. Hi, Danielle, Citrista. We were chatting earlier today, but I just had a row of peeps. They were in my Easter basket. Well, bag. We don't get baskets anymore. My mother gives me bags. So I had a row of 5. I have 5 more to eat because I have to eat them because they go stale because they're marshmallows. So, you know, sugar, my favorite. Sorry, Danielle. Anyway, so I have that, and now I'm drinking coffee, and I just finished a half-hour jog. No, it was about like 40 minutes, right before it stormed. It's a crazy weather day today. So, anyways, crazy weather. It was 70 degrees, and by the end of the week, it's going to be snowing. Can someone explain that to me, please? So, yeah. Thank you for all the wonderful shout outs to my mother. I tried to get her to video, but we just didn't have the time, and I didn't really push too hard because I didn't expect her to. So maybe next time when I go home in August, I'm planning on going home in August. So we'll see. Keep in mind, it's not, it's stuff from the 80s, but you know, at least you'll see what she stitched. So fingers crossed, we'll see. Anyways, lots to talk about today. Lots and lots to talk about. Very little stitching to show you. Seems to be the theme lately, isn't it? Distraction, geo. It's spring break. I've been very, very, very busy this week. So Monday, well, let's recap. So Friday, just spent the day with family. We had a nice day. We went to a nice Italian restaurant for a Latin seafood buffet. Well, seafood pasta buffet. I had more pasta than seafood. And then Saturday we went shopping all day because that's what my family does. We shop all day. I think we left the house at 7:45, and we got back at, maybe we left earlier than that. No, I think it was around 8, 7:45. And we got back at, I feel like my light is all of a sudden super bright. Hold on. I have to have the light on a little bit because that's a little bit better. There we go. It's very, very dark and stormy today, but I'm loving that. Not good for filming though. So we had, Saturday shopping. We left the house around 8 o'clock. It was before 8 o'clock. And I think we got back, it was after 8 o'clock at night. But you figure we had to drive 2 hours to get to the outlets. So And I think we were shopping, like physically shopping for about 5.5, 6 hours. So, one of my new wares. Had to go springy or summery because I'm sick of this winter weather. So cactus, and this is actually a gray shirt, but it's showing up very blue. It's gray with green cacti. And now I see that half the cacti are upside down. Who cares? Okay, so Monday I drove home. Five hours. It was a good 5 hours. I have made it in 4.5, but that's like no traffic at all. And you figure I have to drive through Philly to get home. So yesterday was a very, very busy craft day, and you will see why. Very busy doing two little things. And today I've been running errands. People, I've been to Joann's twice this week. The last 2 days I've been there, and they had a coupon that if you go 2 times this month, you get a $10 gift certificate next month. I've already gotten that. So in May, I will be getting $10 free. So woohoo! I'm sure I'll be back again before that. Anyways, so today errands. I went jogging before it stormed, and now we're filming. And then I'm going to stitch because I need to like chill. So we fed Gio. He had his second handful of nuts from Nicole's bag. And he was a happy camper today because he didn't get fed all weekend. I spoiled him today. Don't yell at me, Nicole. And let's get to it because I know what you're here for. So we have a new start because my stitching has been all over the place this week. Well, this month. So I started one of my projects from my Etsy store. You can find a link to my Etsy store, Gerald Designs, below. I have 3 projects there now. My mushroom blackwork, which I released earlier this year, I think in February. I have my cross and crowned small, and I have my Phoenix Rising, which is what I started. Now this is a larger design, but I have found that it's stitching up quite quickly. And I talked about this last week. And here is a picture of what Phoenix Rising will look like. So you can see it's a fairly large design and the colors are very bright and vibrant, but I have to find something to put behind it because of course that is the one thing I didn't bring over here. So, and here you go. And the colors are washing out ever so a lot. That's better. Not really, but you're getting the gist of it. So you can see this is the neck of the Phoenix. There's 2 shades of yellow in here, not that you can tell. This is a horrible picture. I will insert another picture here. And as you can see, this is a picture I placed on Instagram. It's not what all I have done, but you can see a lot more detail with the color and the shading. So what's nice about this is that there's a lot of larger blocks of color with this design. And I did that on purpose, as this was my first design that first piece I ever designed. This is Let's see if that helps. And you know what? That does help a little bit. Look at that. That's so much better. So you can see the 2 different colors of yellow here. And then it's just subtle shading of yellows. And it's funny because as you can see, like, I mean, we have bright yellows in here, like lemon yellow. And when you're first stitching on that in here, I mean, it is bright against this fabric. But then once the other colors around it get stitched in, it really blends in very nicely. So I'm working on the smaller pages of the wings over here right now. So there's some wings over here. This is the main body going down into the tail. There's some wings over here, and then of course the head up here. So the colors in this project are 444. I'm just showing you to show you the range of hot colors in this piece. 900, and this is in no particular order. And of course now these are all going to wash out wonderfully. Maybe that will help. 347. 728. Look at that, dropping everything. 720. 814. And I haven't gotten to that one yet, but I'm really looking forward to putting that one in and seeing. I believe I have this one in where the shading in the wings is. So that will be a nice addition to the design. 349, another bright red. 783. A lot of the topazy yellows, which I love. They're my favorites. 727, obviously, because I designed it, you know. Sorry, there's just the lighting is just crazy today. 972, one of my favorites. 444 that I said earlier. And the crazy one here is 3859. Now, this is in here for shading. And it's funny, when I was stitching this up, this is like a, it's like a muddy brown, but I guess it has hints of purple in it. I'm horrible with describing colors. But when you look at it, it looks fleshy against the yellows, which is awesome. So very pleased with that. Anyways, so, and then there's two shades of back stitching, which I don't have, I'm not exactly sure. I know one of the back stitching is black, 310, which I have going the whole way around it. Now, one of the commenters on last week's episode said about, wouldn't it be awesome to backstitch with metallic? And I thought about that, and I thought about that, and I'm like, yeah, especially on this fabric because of the dark nature of the fabric. And by the way, I didn't mention what the fabric was. This is a 30 count petroleum by the Primitive Hair. And it's like a greeny gray. So what I did was yesterday, I went to my local needle workshop because this was a perfect opportunity to have an excuse to go there. And my needle workshop is called the Nimble Needle. And she is located not at this address anymore, so we're going to cover that up. The Nimble Needle. I need to get a new card, Karen. I don't know if she watches me or not. She knows about my channel because she gets lots of people asking about me. Anyways, the Nimble Needle, and she is located in Merchantville, New Jersey. She has a website. I will link it below. Wonderful little store in a cute little town in New Jersey, just over the bridge from Philadelphia, over the Ben Franklin Bridge. So if you are within driving distance, check it out. It's a great little store. I like going in there. Every time I go in there, she's getting more and more cross stitch, so it's pretty cool. But she also has lots of painted canvases for needlepoint, and a great selection of threads. So flosses, silks, and so I went in there for the sole purpose of finding a metallic thread, because I have lots of metallics, but nothing that was really popping out at me to use for my Phoenix. So went in there, I was tossing a lot of floss, well, metallics, and she was helping me, and we came across, I guess this is like a blending filament that I had never heard of before. Maybe some of you have. So this is, and I'm going to do a review on it for all of you because this is new to me, and I've never heard anybody that I watch use this. So when I get to the backstitch, I will let you know what I think about it. It is called Accentuate Strong Metallic Filament. And this is color 252. Comes on a bobbin. I think it's 50 meters. Yeah, 50 meters. It's Accentuate Strong Metallic Filament. They also have non-metallic threads. I believe this is really popular in needlepoint. And you can use this for alongside as a blending filament. So, blending this with a solid thread. What Karen and I had discussed doing is, because it is so thin, bear with me a moment as I pull it off of the bobbin here. Because it is so thin, you can see it there. We're thinking that we're going to try 2 or 3 strands for the backstitch. Now, my original intention was to use this solely for the outline of the body itself, and then using the colors that I have prescribed in the design, in the pattern, for the feathers of the backstitch, because there is backstitch inside the body. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but whatever I do, I will revise the pattern that I have on Etsy and update that so that it reflects the model, because this will turn into the model. So I'm very happy with that. So Accentuate blending filament, I guess is what you can call it. Metallic filament. And go check out the Nimble Needle. She also does online ordering. Her website will be linked below. So that is my current work, my project. I will probably work on that most of the rest of the week because it's going really well. I'm really enjoying working on that, at least until I get this side of the body done, and maybe even the tail. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just going with it because that's what I'm enjoying doing. I will say, and I know this will make many of you happy, I am getting the urge to bring Henry back out. I was urging for Henry to come back out when I was at home at my family's. So he will probably make an appearance sometime soon. I'm not going to tell you when because I don't know when, but soon. For how long, I don't know, but we will see. Okay. So while we're talking about the nimble needle, we might as well just tell you what else I bought there. So, because, you know, you will see in a little bit, I'm on this like finishing kick. I bought cording maker. Because I guess I'm crazy. Because I want to contradict myself. And I bought she had these really cute little tubes of E6000. So that will come in handy because I have a couple things I'd like to make into needle binders. So, oh, looky there. I do have a card. There's a new card. The nimble needle. Okay. Adjust my seat here. Now, the exciting news, at least it's exciting to me. I have a start and a finish, and I have a new design for my store. So, this is going to be a new design. I do not have it up in the store yet. By the time this video airs, it will be in my store. It will be available for purchase currently as a PDF only. I'm still working on the logistics for printed copies. But I haven't forgotten about that. But I promise I'm working on it. So, this is a design inspired by a walk through Hobby Lobby. And I made a pillow. Not just one pillow, not just one. I made 2 pillows. I think I did a pretty good job for my very first time. And I don't own a sewing machine. So, 2 pillows, 2 different sizes. You will see why in a minute. This is the same design, so it's only one design. I stitched it 2 different ways so you can see it's stitched differently. Suspense, blah, blah, blah. Suspenseful, isn't it? So, this is going to be my design called the old-fashioned windmill. And here it is. Now this is the actual called for colors for the pattern. It uses all DMC. I stitched this one on Havana 30 count linen. So that is Weeks Dye Works, right? Weeks Dye Works Havana 30 count, using all the called for DMC. I stitched, it's 2/2. This part is 2/2. The base of the windmill is 1/2, and all the back stitching is 1 strand. And the reason I did the 2/2 versus the 1/2 is to give it a little bit of dimension, so that this looks like it's sticking close, it's closer to you. This gives it a little bit of perspective. Now, I understand my corners aren't perfect, Vonna, but I have to say these pillows would not have been possible if it wasn't for the help of Yvonne, the Night Owl Stitcher, Vonna, the Twisted Stitcher, and Joan, Mama Joan. So I want to thank them all from the bottom of my heart because I'm sure I annoyed them tremendously. I'm sure I didn't, but you know, I feel like I do with the amount of questions I was texting them and calling them and asking them about because I've never finished like this before. I've never stitched anything by hand, meaning sew. So this is all done by hand. I will show you my bottom. There's my seam where I stuffed it. It's not perfect. There's a little bit of buckling. I'm thinking about maybe doing some cording, but I really kind of like it the way it is. Kind of rustic and natural looking. It's not a perfect side, but I think it looks pretty good. Did I overstuff it? Maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. But I'm pretty happy with that. So that is the called for pattern, the design. Now, I also wanted to show you what it would look like stitched up with one color on a completely different color fabric, on a completely different count fabric, just to show you that you're allowed to, as a teaching opportunity, to show those of you who may be new to the world of cross stitch that it's all right to change the designer's preferences. So maybe these colors aren't your style, but maybe these are. So also I wanted to try this out. Okay, this is on an XJU design 39 count Zweigart Marin linen, M-E-R-A-N, Marin, called Moon. So it's a blue, this is a blue Moon. And I used my new Nina's hand-dyed Lost Key Silk that I just received in the mail a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And here it is, and you'll see it's a much smaller design. Now, because this is 39 count, I didn't do I had to do 1/2 for the entire design. So you can see there's not as much perspective in the design. But it still gives it a unique look. And here they are together. And you can see the size difference. Jeez. You can see the size difference and the look of them. This is one color variegated floss. I did 1x at a time. And I kind of liked the striped look because it gives it a brushed metal look. I did think that this was like the perfect silk for this design just because it did give it like a rusty metal old windmill look. And then so there you go. So I hope you like. This will be available on my Etsy store today. I would love to, we'll get back to that anyways. So I would love to see as you're stitching it up. So if you're interested in, we're going to hashtag Ginger Gerald Designs on Etsy. so I can see your stitching. If you are stitching any of my projects, I would love to see your progress. Uh, I'm really enjoying just using this as a creative outlet to explore cross stitch and use it as a way to teach myself about cross stitch, because we all learn about cross stitch in our own ways. This is teaching me more about how design concepts work. While this might be a very basic design, I've still learned a lot just from working on this. And it takes a long time to design even something as small as, I think this is 80 by 60 or something like that, 80 by 50. I'm not exactly sure what the dimensions are. So also, just so you all know, I used for the back stitching, on all the back stitch, I use long stitches and then almost kind of like couching. So I use long stitches, and then in maybe like the center sections of each of the long stitches, I just couched it down just to help secure so they didn't wiggle around. And I like the look of that better because it's a more natural look, and also because of the aged look of the design that I was going for. It kind of gives it, like down here, it gives it a rivety look. Excuse me. And just a rusted, I don't know, I like the look of that. Feel free to change that up if you like. If you want to do specific length segments, feel free to do that. It's your design, or it's your look. It's your finished product. So again, here is the bottom of where I stitched in. You can see there is a little bit of buckling. I had a harder time closing this one just because of the way the fabric was unraveling there, but I'll get better as I progress. And I will tell you, I do plan on finishing more smalls this way because it was a fun way to finish smalls. So pretty happy with that. So go check out my Etsy store. There will be a link below. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy. You don't have to. It's your call. So that is my new project. There is more in the works, but much like unlike how market is, and many people bring up all of their designs at one time, I get really excited about the things that I do, and this is a hobby for me. I'm not doing this as a full-time job or anything like that. So when I do have a new project that I get done, I get excited about it, and I've been biting at the teeth to get ready to release it so I can show people. So, and not in a vain way, but just an excited, I want to share with people because I love the craft. So as I get things finished, I'm going to release them. So if it's here and there and everywhere, then that's what'll happen. So no particular order, no particular release dates. It's just whenever it happens. I need a drink. So we are brought to you today by the Kraken of the Seattle Aquarium. Okay. Other than my Sunday secret stitch, that is all I got done this week for stitching. So moving on, purchases. Oh, real quick, I just wanted to mention about making pillows. I had lots of questions. Lots and lots and lots of questions because I had never done it before. And it's one of those things where, like, if you don't do it right, you could really mess it up, and then all of that stitching is ruined. So I'm sure I was asking a lot of like really obvious questions to people who to them is like, oh my God, this is so obvious. But I wasn't afraid to ask because I didn't want to mess up my stitching. So if you are new to it and you want to do this, but you're too afraid to, feel free to ask. You can ask me, even though I'm not a pro, but I know how I've done it, so I know how to do it. And if I did it, and I did it by hand, if I did this, I think it looks pretty good. I'm not saying that to be vain. I'm just saying, if I did it, then you can do it. And I'm telling you, you can do it. So if you have questions, feel free to ask. Find somebody you can ask and ask all the questions. You can message me on Instagram if you have questions for me, and I will help you with the answers. And if I don't have answers for you, then I will find the answers for you, or I will get you in touch with somebody who knows the answers, because this was a lot of fun. I won't admit that too loudly, but this was a lot of fun. So it took me 6 hours to do the two, but I was taking my time to make sure I did it right. So find someone who knows how to do it or has done it before and do it yourself at least once. Do it with the project that if you do mess up, it's all right. So again, if you have questions, feel free to message me on Instagram. Shoot me a comment below. Comments are much better than messages in YouTube because it's hard for me to find the messages in YouTube. Message somebody else who makes FlossTube videos, who makes pillows, and most likely they're willing to help you out and answer the questions. So, and even if it isn't about pillows, but it's about something else, ask the questions. Don't be afraid. And if you haven't already seen the trailer, there's a new series coming up. And I'm going to help you answer the questions by asking the questions for you. So that's exciting. And I'm really looking forward to that. And filming has already started taking place. Of course, the first couple episodes are just going to be like introducing and meeting some of the other FlossTubers and getting a little bit more in depth with some of the people who make videos. And we're going to go from there, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I really hope you enjoy it and you take the time to watch and are excited as I am and the others who are participating in the videos. And I'm hoping to make it a long-term endeavor, but please understand it takes a lot of time on my part for the editing and the filming, and on the other people's parts, the other FlossTubers' parts on the filming, and the timing of getting everyone's schedules together. So positivity goes a long way, and it really takes a lot of effort to get these things out to everyone. So we really enjoy the positive comments, and I've gotten a lot of great response from that 2-minute trailer that I put out yesterday. So thank you very much for that, and I'm really looking forward to next Tuesday's initial release. So anyways, enough of that. So purchases, not a whole lot, but if you hadn't seen, too many people had to go and say that there was a clearance of kits at Hobby Lobby. And does this guy look like he needs more kits? Do I look like I need to have more large projects? I got Another Riola's kit. Hedgehogs. Look what's on it. Elena B. Mushroom sow. And what, you know, I occasionally I see someone throw up a picture on Instagram for the excess mushroom sow. We need to reignite the excess mushroom sow. I've been thinking about my mushroom sampler, and I do need to bring that back out. Maybe April, since April showers bring spring mushrooms. Maybe I will stitch another motif on my mushroom sow. So I do like the look of this kit much better than the owl, because look, I don't have to bobbinate. It's already done for me. Yay. So I'm looking forward to that one. This is a small. Well, for me, it's a small. It's 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. So that should be a fun little stitch. And it's pretty bright color, so that's fun. I like that. Who knows? Who knows when I'll ever get that stitched. I got another Thea Governor. I got the... Is this a honeybee? Donna Ray. Is this a honeybee? I can't read the is that Latin? Oh. Duh. Anyways, hi Donna Ray. Okay. That done. Honeybee. So this is on, I think that this is on Ada. And my guess is it's 18 count white Ada. I'm not sure what I'll do. I don't know. I might change the, I don't know, but it's a small one. It's 7.9 by 8.3 inches. Another small kit. Whoops. That one almost went swim in the coffee. So I like that one. But it has that horrible metallic. No, this one doesn't have any metallic. Oh, good. Yay. Cool. Okay. And wasn't that awesome when Donna Ray showed them relocating their new colony of honeybees to their new apartment? I thought that was pretty cool. I learned a lot from that. And Donna Ray, I would love for you to do more segments in your videos like that, because that was really awesome. So, and I can't wait to see your garden this summer, since you are a master gardener in Virginia. That's going to be awesome to see. On a little side note, I went a bit shopping today for plants because, again, I'm sick of this winter, and I brought a pot home from my mom's house that I had. I'll have to show you once I get it all potted up. So I bought some pansies, and I'm going to put pansies in that pot. And then part of my Easter gift was a succulent, a third of a succulent package that my mom purchased. So I had to go buy a pot for that. And then I also bought a pot for one of my orchids, the one big orchid that I have to repot. So anyways, that's purchases that are non-stitching related that I will show at a later date. And then this one I'm kind of really excited about just because it's different. And this I've heard a lot of great things about Vervaco. Is it Vervaco kits? So I wanted to try it out. I will probably do a review on this kit. It is so it's Vervaco, counter cross stitch, and this is called Poppies and Swirls. And there's the swirls. So I thought that was a really pretty design. Again, this is on, my guess is it's 14 count Ada. I can't find where it's, oh yeah, 14 count. And it looks like it's the same color or very similar color to what I'm stitching the owl on. So is that called like fiddler's cloth? I could be wrong. But look at those colors. Look at how vibrant they are. So that'll be exciting to stitch up. A lot of fun. And that's another small design. You know, I say that because it's 9.6 by 13.2 inches. But you look at it, there's a lot of open space. So that probably won't take me a whole lot of time to stitch. I say that like every other stitcher that says it, and then it'll probably take me forever. But you know, when it will get done, who knows? And then while I was at Joann's in the last 2 days, I had to go, oh, so when I was stitching these, I'm a new seamster. Is it a seamster if you're a guy? Do you think I needed to have pins? Do you think I have pins? Just like my knitting, I don't have stuff. And then people just assume that I have these things. Now, luckily, I had a whole plethora of 28 size needles, so I just used those to pin up the pieces to put them together. I know, Vonna, roll your eyes. But I'm sorry. I'm very concrete, and I don't think of these things. And then especially when I'm buying all of this stuff that I have to get, like batting and whatever that is that you put on the other side of it that I don't even have out here to show you because you know, just it's white stuff. Oh, interfacing, fusible interfacing. And then, you know, I'm like, I texted Vonna yesterday. I'm like, what side is the fusible side? Oh, I hope I make you guys laugh. Anyways, so what did I buy today for future pillows? Now, let me guess. I probably bought the wrong ones, but you know what? I have pins. So no one can yell at me for not having pins anymore. Am I supposed to have the ones with the balls on them? Someone please let me know. At this point, I don't think it really matters because if I was able to use needles, I think I can handle the ball on them. And then lastly, my Joann's had a whole lot of stuff on clearance again. And I don't know if they're just trying to move product or what. So they had these French market towels on clearance. And I don't know what size count this is. Maybe, I want to say it looks like a 36 or a 40. I could be wrong. I'll have to count. But it's pretty small. So they had 3 left, so I got all 3 because they were a pretty good deal. What I will put on those, I have no idea. But I thought that would be something fun just to stitch up and put something on those. So, anywho, that's what I have for you. And this was a really, really long video today for me. I know this is like standard length, but I hope you enjoyed. I yeah, I talked too much today. So anyways, enjoy your week. Go check out my patterns if you like. If you don't like them, that's fine. You don't have to. Thank you for listening to me rant about them. And I will see you in my next video. So enjoy every stitch.